It's that time.
Time for your wake up call. Hello, everyone. I am Thamisha
The Wake Up
Ivy,
Call radio
and
show.
One
I'm
second.
Join host Pastor Warren and Annie Sally and their guests for a powerful dialogue. Real talk for everyone. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
Hello, and welcome to the Wake Up Call Talk Show. I'm Annie Sally. Well, today's theme, it's my story. My special guest today is Thalmisha Ivy. She was in a fire explosion at the age of 5 with 80% burn to her body and was in the hospital for a year and a half. Help me welcome Thalmisha Ivy to the Wake Up Call Talk Show. Welcome, Amisha.
Thank you.
You are quite welcome. Tell our audience, why is it important for you to share your story?
It is important for me to share my story because we have some burn survivors that don't have, I guess, the self-esteem that I have. They've have
Okay.
burns maybe to one side of their arm, and they're afraid to show their scars. And I've been to that point to where I've been afraid to show my scars at all. But now I'm not afraid at all. My confidence is through the roof.
And that's good to know. And I wanted you to be a part of the show so that you can inspire and empower others to be themselves and tell their truth. And thank you so much for being on the Wake Up Call Talk Show. It's my story. Now, Misha, me through, walk us through the day and the time when you were severely burned. 80% of your body was burnt from a house explosion. Walk us through that day and time, please.
Well, I was 5 years old at the time, and I were outside with a few of my cousins. It was about seven of us outside playing, and they decided to start a fire. So when they decided to start a fire, they had kerosene and lighter fluid together to make a fire. So when my cousin went to light the matches to start the fire, that's when it exploded in his mom's backyard. And I have 85% burns, third degree to my body. And I did my skin grafts and surgeries at Shriners in Galveston, Texas. And that's where at the first time of my accident, that's why I remained in the hospital for a year.
For a year. So you were 5 years old. You have
Yes, ma'am.
80% of your body burnt to third degree. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am. Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
And and being 5, I guess you could recall some of the agony of your
Yes.
journey. Okay.
Yes.
Talk about
hmm
that.
Well, I mean, it was a hard journey to begin with. Like I said, I was 5 years old, so at that time I was in kindergarten. So I had to repeat kindergarten all over again due to being in the hospital for so long.
Hmm.
And when I got out of the hospital, I didn't go back to school right away. But my aunt, I live with my aunt, so she didn't want me to go back to school right away because of the name calling and such. I did homeschool for almost 2 years before I was put back into public school. And once I was put back into public school, it was still hard, but I still had a brother and family members that helped me along the way. to make it a little easier, being back in school.
Okay. Now, were you bullied in school as well?
A little, yes, ma'am, I was. Yes,
Okay.
I was
So
bullied. I
how?
was called names, and it was hard. It was hard. After being
Okay.
bullied, some days you don't want to wake up and go back to school, but you still do it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. And so your family was a great support
Yes,
during that
ma'am.
time when you,
Yes,
yeah.
ma'am, they were. Uh-huh. Yeah. I
Okay.
used to walk when I
So,
first got home. I used to walk with my head held down, not wanting to go outside or anything. But my
mhm.
auntie, she didn't have that kind of spirit to her. She told me, Misha, you're gonna, walk outside with your head held high, and that's what I did eventually.
And that reflects your life today and who you have become. Is that
Yes,
correct?
ma'am, it has. Yes, you're right. Yes, it has.
Yes. 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 And so, talk to those that have suffered as you have. Talk to those people that are out there that have suffered with burns or any type of catastrophe, any type of incident such as you have. Talk to those that are feeling like their life is over, they'll never get married, they'll never have kids, they'll never amount to their dreams and stuff. Talk to those people out there today. I really believe you can be an inspiration to them.
I would, from one burn survivor to another, I will always say, just pray.
Mhm.
Say a prayer. As long as you praying to God, and you have a special someone by your side, or that special family member, or
Mhm.
any best friend that you can go to and talk to let them know how you're feeling, what's going on, and continue to pray. Never give up. Don't give up on not finding love. But I did. I thought I would never find love, but I did. I found my husband. I thought and another thing, the doctors told me I would never have kids due to my burns. I have three kids, three beautiful
Wow.
kids that the Lord has blessed me with.
Wow.
So I would tell
Talk
anybody
about
to never give up.
that's so empowering. Talk about you're newlywed, is that correct?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, I just got married on April the 24th.
Okay.
Before marriage, me and my husband was together 2 years before we got
Okay.
married.
Okay.
Like I said, I never thought that I would find someone to love me for me from the outside to the inside, and that's what
Mm.
he showed me that regardless of my outside or my inside, he loves me. He loves my kids as if they're his.
All right. And how important is that to have someone at your side that loves you for you?
That is very important. Like I said, being a burn survivor, you think that you will never ever find love because of your scars on the outside. You think that that's what they see. They see that, but they also want to see the inside, the other side of you.
Mm. Talk about some of the challenges you have being a survivor, because I know because of the extreme um, accident, you must have some triggers, you must have um, some type of anxiety. Talk about that. Is there any mental anxieties that you deal with from time to time?
Sometimes, well, my challenge was with finding a job,
A
trying to
job?
find a job, and
Hmm.
they're looking at your scars, but
Hmm.
you qualify for the job, but they're turning you away because of your scars.
Right.
Job after job after job, and then finally you get a job, where they accept you into their team. You become a job, family member of that job. That
Hmm.
that's one hard thing to deal with as a burn survivor.
Okay.
Even in the grocery store, going to the grocery store,
Hmm.
people
Hmm.
stop and stare, and sometimes it's not even kids. Sometimes it's adults
Okay.
to where
So
they
I know
they
that
stop and
must be
stare. Yes, that is hard.
so. So talk about the job situation. Have you found gainful employment over the years and talk
Yes,
about the
ma'am.
challenges? Okay.
Since I've moved back to Atlanta, I've been back in Atlanta 6 years. I've had a few jobs. The job that I'm on now, I've been there 6 years. I've been
Okay.
yes, I've been I when I find a job, I like to stick with it because I don't like to go through that same situation
Stigma. Yeah.
being turned around because of my situation.
You're right. Right. And so
So
you
yeah,
are
I've been
in.
interviews the way they tell you, no, you're not a candidate for the job. We'll call you, but
Mhm.
eventually, I mean, you know why they're not going to call you.
You're right. Have you ever had to do discrimination suits or anything?
No, ma'am, I never did that.
Oh,
I know because I never did that because I knew I would, and to me, I knew I would find a job to where they would, like I said, to accept me for who I
mm,
am.
that's wonderful.
Yeah,
That's wonderful. Now, you have been married a few months, and congratulations.
thank you.
And you have a new bundle of joy as well.
Yes, I was pregnant during the pandemic. I had my daughter at 7 months. She was a preemie. Due to me catching the COVID while I was pregnant and my blood count going down and her heart rate dropping also too. So yeah, so I had her at Grady. She was 3 pounds 9 ounces. She stayed in the NICU for a month and a day, I believe it was.
Hmm.
But now she's a healthy fat little girl. 10 pounds. I mean, almost 10 months.
She is fine. She is. I saw her picture today. Congratulations. Uh,
Thank you.
you're welcome. Talk about some of your other challenges being a burnt survivor. Talk about some of your other day to day challenges.
Some of my other day-to-day challenges would be like out with my kids
Hmm.
at a maybe at a theme park or a park, kids pointing, um, and kids are asking mom why are they pointing, and I try to explain to my kids that I'm different from everybody else. So we're going to when we're out together as a family, you're going to see stares and points and saying mean stuff, to the person that they're with.
You're right.
Yeah.
And
And
so
so
you
some
try
things
to.
I try to explain to them, that there's different people in the world and
Hmm.
try to, brush it off, a little.
Hmm. Okay. Okay. Um, what would you say to those that are newly survivors? Now, you have gone through your scars now for many, many decades. So, what
Yes,
would you
ma'am.
say? Yeah, what would you say to newly scarred um, survivors? What would you say to them, and how would you encourage them?
Again, with being with the burnt new survivors, I would tell them keep your head up, talk to other burn survivors. When I first had my accident after going home, I went to they had different camps for burn survivors to go to
Mhm.
every summer or during
Mhm.
the spring break. I went to those camps to to get to know other burn survivors, to hear their story, to try to make build my self confidence up more than what it
Mhm.
was, trying to get to the level to where I'm at today. So I would tell
Mhm.
them, don't give up, continue to talk, venture out, don't stay sheltered in. Don't stay
Mhm.
sheltered in at all for no one.
Now, do you have friends because you have gone to these camps and you have support groups and stuff? Do you know others that have suffered with um, burns? Have you connected with a community?
Yes, I was going to Grady at the burn unit there every third Saturday of the month to
Mhm.
one of their little group meetings to talk to other burn survivors there. But
Right.
once COVID hit, it stopped. So we're hopefully it'll start back, and I will start back going to the group meetings on Saturday. I met a few women here and her husband and kids from here, from Atlanta.
So how important was that for you to see others and to be able to connect with others that have similar testimonies? How important was that for you?
That is very important. It is very important to me. I haven't been to a group meeting in years. Back home where I'm from, we don't have group meetings. So when I came here to Atlanta, and I was on Instagram, I happened to see that Grady had a group meeting, and I wanted to attend because I haven't been to a group meeting, like I said, in years.
Okay. Thelmisha, is there any limitations due to your um,
My
due to
burns.
your burns? Yeah. Is there any limitations with you?
No, ma'am. Just that on my right hand, I have my index finger and my middle finger. I can't use those as function as I do on my left hand.
Mhm.
Other than that, there's nothing. I can run, jump, whatever
Okay.
I can do. I can do it all, just about.
God is so good.
Yes,
God is so
ma'am.
good. So there's no limitations with
No,
the
ma'am.
will to thrive,
Yes.
and you are thriving. Thank you so much for being on the show. Is there anything else you would love to share about Thelmisha to our listeners? Is there anything else you would like to share, like them to know about you?
That I'm a kind, loving, sweet person. That I just didn't give up because of my scars, my accident.
Mhm.
I just kept going, and I don't plan on giving up. So that's me.
So, all right. So, what is your day to day motivation? When you're feeling gloomy, you don't feel like moving forward. What gets you going other than that beautiful baby?
Well, oh yeah, she gets me going. I try to listen to gospel music every morning on my way to work.
Okay.
That's what that gives me. That keeps me going every morning.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like I
yes.
try to tell, like I told everybody else on here, just pray and never give up to all my survivors.
All right now. All right. And so, how are you giving back? How are you using what has happened to you to empower other people? Are you doing any speaking engagements? Are you doing any writing?
No, well, I was doing writing, but I'm gonna be honest with you, I stopped. I was trying to work on a book. I'm going to start back, but yeah, that is my plans to finish writing my book. Um, to tell my story. And yeah,
Right,
that
right.
yeah.
And that is so great to do, find a
Hmm.
way to give back and share your story, because there's not a lot of people that are moving forward. They're isolated, they're feeling like they can't go on, they
They
have
can't
given
go.
up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so for you to tell your story, share your story. um, One of our listeners said, write the book. She said, write the book. She had a son that got burnt in a house.
Oh, tell her thank you. Oh,
Yeah, she had a son that got burnt in a house
oh,
fire as
okay.
well. So she's empowered and inspired by your testimony. So she said, write the book. So there you go.
Yes, ma'am.
You are so inspiring to share your story and transparent into saying, that you go in the grocery store and sometimes that's irritating, when people just stare and they
It
don't
does,
have
and
common sense or just turn away or say something nice.
or say something or ask. Yeah, ask. I don't.
Or
I
ask
don't mind anybody walking up to me and asking me what happened. I don't mind telling my story at all.
mm,
Yes.
but
Like
do
I said, we
you
can be in a grocery store and somebody may walk
mhm,
up to me and ask, "Do you mind me asking what happened?" I know, ma'am. No, sir. No, I don't mind. And I proceed to
mhm,
tell my story.
mhm. So it's important to you to continue to tell your story.
Yes, ma'am.
It's empowering. It's
Yes, ma'am.
empowering, telling your truth, telling, where you've been, because it didn't hold you back. And
Yeah.
that's what I like about the stories that have been on here this month. You know, you guys have had setbacks, as we all do, but you keep pushing forward
Keep going.
and you hold your head up. You keep going and you keep believing, and you have your faith not only in God, but also in yourself to say, you
Yes,
know what,
ma'am.
I got this. I can do this. And so that's such a blessing. Celinda Mumphrey said, you're such a wonderful, empowering person.
So thank you.
She said, thank you, Celinda. And thank you all for listening. Please go ahead and like and share the show with your family and friends. Let them know that Thalmisha Ivy is on and she's sharing a powerful testimony. So many people are waiting to be inspired. They're waiting for the light at the end of the tunnel. And so our testimonies can be so empowering to help them to just get up. You know, oftentimes we need a face to put with what we're feeling on the inside. And when we get that person to say, I did this, I'm doing this, then we're motivated to get up and move on. Yes, yes. So what's it like being a newlywed? What's that
It's
like?
good. It's good. It's great. Yeah, it's been great.
Okay. All right. So that dream came true. Praise God.
Yes,
Praise
ma'am.
God. Yes, yes. Well, thank you again for being on the show, and thank
You're
you for
so
sharing your
welcome.
testimony. And we will continue to share your testimony, and we will have you back. I would love to see you all come to a conference and empower other people.
Okay.
Donna said, "Congratulations on your marriage."
Thank you.
Yeah, for you all to come and be inspirational speakers at that conference. So I look forward to reconnecting with you. How can our listeners and our viewers connect with you for speaking engagement? Because it is your truth, it is your story, and you don't mind telling it. So how can they connect with you?
They can connect with me on Facebook. I'm under Thamisha Bob Ivy. And also on Instagram, I am under Thamisha Bob Ivy.
Okay. All right. So do you do inspirational speaking on your pages?
No, ma'am. I just no, not on Facebook. I just do pictures and videos. Instagram's just pictures. I don't do inspirational videos.
You don't do any motivational stuff like on YouTube or anything?
No, ma'am. You know what? Since you said that, my son and my daughter told me I needed to. They told me I
Yes,
need to do a YouTube channel. They did.
yes. You are such an
Yeah.
inspiration. Yeah. Get that story out there and bless other people as God is blessing you
Yeah.
to continue to go on. Well, God bless you and thank you so much for being a part of It's My Story. Any questions, viewers? Any questions for Thalmisha? Any questions? I don't see any questions here. No questions here. Well,
Okay.
again, I say thank you. Thank you. Take care of that beautiful baby and that brand new
I
husband.
will.
Yes, yes. And so God bless you. And we will have you back soon.
All right. I'm looking forward to it.
All right now. Thank you, Thalmisha.
All right. You're welcome.
All righty. All right, guys. Remember to like and share the show. Let them know that Thalmisha was on with a very inspiring testimony, and they need to be motivated. They need to hear her testimony. God bless you all. Remember, this has been your wake-up call.
It's time for your wake-up call. Wake up the passion and God's purpose in you. In the Wake Up Call radio show. Join host Pastor Warren and Annie Sally and their guests for a powerful dialogue. Real talk for everyone. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.
All right, that concludes our special show and our theme this month. It's My Story. If you have a story you would love to share on the Wake Up Call Talk Show, please email me at wakeupcallshow1@gmail.com or message me on Facebook so that we can get you on to share your story. God bless you. Have a great evening.